Everyone please, hear me out. I don't think any of these are going to go particularly well, are they? I don't want to go with Frère Rému. We've got a few bits and bobs. Rému, why not? Frère Rému, you're a man of God. Surely you don't approve of this sort of mob violence? I see no issue. The good book is full of stories of violence. Joshua ransacked the cities of Jericho. Ehud and the judges were ruthless assassins. Samson killed thousands before meeting his fate. Admittedly, in that case, he had been captured and was tied between two columns, which I wouldn't really reference Samson, considering you've got a guy beside you who's dying and has been tied between two columns. Well, sure, but that's the Old Testament. What would Jesus say about this? He would say, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Matthew 10:34. He did. That's also true, but that's due to the division. I'm explaining theology, and no one cares. That's about the fact he would cause division in the world, not in a desire for war, but because people would turn against his message, and there would be sword. Because he did also say, he who dies by the sword, he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. When Peter takes forward in the Garden of Gethsemane, he takes a sword and attacks the people arresting him and cuts off their ear, which Jesus then brings back and then says that. Right, moving on. Oh, right. Do you see, Falcon? This man's death is inevitable. For the good of France, and in the name of justice, he must be killed. Justice. There's that word again. Madam, I won't presume to know who you are or what you stand for, but shooting this man right now would not bring you justice. It would only serve to satisfy your desire for revenge. Justice. Revenge. What's the difference? All of them? Due process. You argue with that. Rationality. Rationality, madame. Justice is carried out on the basis of hard facts and logic. It isn't distracted by emotions. Even putting aside my emotions, I can see this bird's guilt. Then this is your opportunity to prove it, madam. Show that you're a leader who acts with reason, not brute irrationality. Madam, surely you aren't entertaining the words of this heathen. Fine, Falcon. We'll play this your way. We shall have a formal trial for the murder of the croque-monsieur. Excellent. Shall we head back to my office and file the necessary papers? Don't take me for a fool. You'll walk us right into a trap. We shall have the trial right here and now. Right here? In the catacombs? It's as good a place as any. I suppose we'll be needing a judge. I volunteer. No thanks, Pierrot. We're trying to form a courtroom, not a circus. Just... Go see how the security is doing, Pierrot. We don't want any more spies wandering in. Rightio! Perhaps I can help, madame. You know I'm a pious man after all. Okay, Remus, you can be our judge, and I will lead the prosecution. What about the jury? With due respect, I don't trust your peers to be impartial. Look around you. As we speak, we are being watched and judged by countless dead men and women. They shall be our jury. How are they in any way going to communicate with each other, and how are they going to express a verdict? That may work as a metaphor, but in practical terms. It is me you have to convince, Falcon. Convince me that this bird is not guilty. After all, I'm the one who holds the gun. Well, it looks like we are ready to start. The trial of Severin Cocorico is underway. He stands accused of the murder of the man known as the croque-monsieur in cold blood. Okay, I have no idea what we're doing. Madame Beaumont, please explain the details of what happened. Very well. Last night, at the stroke of midnight, 2 gunshots were heard on the Rue des Marmosettes. Pierrot alerted us, and we managed to arrive before the police did. On the scene, I saw the man known as the croque-monsieur, a good friend of ours, lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing over the body, I saw the murderer, Severin Cocorico, still clutching his murder weapon. Am I to understand you did not witness the crime firsthand, madame? That you only saw the aftermath? Yes, but one of us did happen to see the incident itself. Ma'am Beaumont, I found this here pigeon running around our tunnels. I'm no pigeon, monsieur. He's a spy in any case. What say I execute him right now? It's all right. He's with me. With you? He's my assistant. He carries my bags and stuff. Well, can I trust you do not have any other assistants lurking around the corner? No, madame. Then take your lackey out of my sight. Psst, Falcon. What is it? I saw someone lurking in the catacombs. I think he was watching us from the shadows. Another rebel? I don't know. But he got spooked when he saw me. He dropped this. What's this? A political pamphlet? Ooh, another one. Well, I'd best be getting back to the patrols then. Not so fast, Piero. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not? I did, Mom. Then you can be our first witness. Go stand in the center. Okie dokie. Do I need to say an oath or summon? That won't be necessary. We trust you. Just tell us what you saw last night, Piero. Okie dokie. I saw it as plain as day. The croque monsieur was minding his own business on the Rue de Marmoset, when all of a sudden this here brute of a rooster appeared with his gun in hand. Bam! The rooster fired. The croque... I have no idea what I'm giving up on accents. The croque slumped to the floor. Using the less of his strength, the croque monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The croque fired back. So to clarify, Cocorico shot first. Yes, Mom. No question there. What happened next? Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Remus. I'm saying Remus. Well, in French it should be Remu. And you, Mom, were only a stone throws away at the cathedral, so I ran to get help. We all arrived back on the scene maybe a minute after I had left. And there I saw the dead croque monsieur and the murderous Severin Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Piero. It's nothing, ma'am. See, Falcon, Piero's not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. True that. But he is honest to a fault. I have a trusted word with my own life. I don't doubt the man's honesty. Nonetheless, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? I don't claim to be an expert of the law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means that Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions. Actually means I'd like to make sure that Piero's story holds up under scrutiny. Yes, I will be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand. Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madame. Shall we put an end to the trial? No. We will let the bird have his little cross-examination. But I'm warning you, Falcon, don't mess with me. Don't mess with you? If I get the slightest inkling you're rambling to stall for time, I will end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoe size or the colour of the croque monsieur's underwear, I'll lose my patience. Yes, I get it. Select a statement to question. Plain as day. Claim you saw the incident as plain as day. Yep, plain as day. Occurred at night. Piero, I would like to remind you this crime occurred around midnight, in February, on an overcast moonless night, in an unlit alley. What's your point? It would be too dark to see. It would have been too dark, so dark you could not possibly have directly identified the people involved. Hey, I swear I saw what I saw. Hold on, Falcon, you slipped up. You say the alley was unlit, but I think we recall there being lanterns over Rue des Marmoset. Oh, that's right, that's right. We live in La Ville Lumière. There's a gas lamp on every street. You're right, Madame Beaumont. There were street lanterns over Rue des Marmoset. They wouldn't have been any good. They were already broken. The street lamps over Rue des Marmoset were broken. They are completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shards that line the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes of the broken lamps. And I've still got the holes in the sole of my shoe. Double proof. Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see the broken lamps for themselves if you want. And waste more time? I think not. It sounds like a stalling tactic. Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were up or were not broken, but I do remember we had to use a torch to light up the scene. Hey, whose side are you on? I'm just saying, Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible there weren't any lit street lamps. Are you saying I'm a liar? I thought we were buddies. Stop quibbling, both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken. Maybe they weren't. Doesn't matter. I know that Piero's testimony is accurate because I personally saw the rooster at the crime scene 1 minute after Piero did. 1 minute? That's plenty of time for the real murderer to escape and for a passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? Yes. You must acknowledge that is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There is an inkling of doubt. You know that there is the slight notion that Piero may be misremembering what he saw. Don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon. I wasn't badgering. On to the next witness. Madame Beaumont, do you have anyone in mind? I do. There is someone among us who is something of a gun connoisseur. A man who knows everything there is to know about the craft of weaponry. Oh, that's me again. Shut up, Piero. Get off the stand. Yes, ma'am. I call Fontaine forward. Very well. Now, Fontaine, is it true you're a gun specialist? Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, their mechanics, their beauty. Have you heard about the revolver mechanisms America is developing? Wonderful stuff. Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the crime scene. Tell me about those. Oh, right, very well. This is the gun found on Severin Cocorico's person at the time of arrest. It's a standard edition percussion lock Chateaurolle gendarmerie pistol. 24cm length, 15mm caliber. Lots of police and soldiers carry these stealth things. It's a gun that says, I'm a reliable man of the law. Okay. Sounds like our Cocorico. Does it? Cocorico's always told me the riding cop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange he had a gun in the first place. He didn't use it. Did he? And this is the gun found on Croque Monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It's a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory handle, 20cm length, 13mm caliber. An exquisite and highly customized gun. It's one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon used this stuff. Croque Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise his personal weapon would be something flamboyant. Added to your evidence. But what's really fascinating about the Croque Monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol has been fitted with a set of grooves. Please stop, Dane. I didn't call you up to hear you show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you've uncovered when you examined the bullet wound. Ah, right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of Croque Monsieur's sternum, appeared to have a straight angle of entry. So in other words, the Croque Monsieur was facing his killer when he was shot. That's right. The other interesting point was that the Croque Monsieur's outer clothes were singed. Typically only occurs if a person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash. How close does a person have to be burned? Like point blank, isn't it? Less than 3 meters, I'd say. 5 at the very most. Then there's no chance there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. The Croque Monsieur's killer was standing in the Rue des Marmoset themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found in them. Prosecutor Cocorico! Well said, madam. I think you just unequivocally proved this bird's guilt. Not so fast. I'd like to cross-examine the witness. I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, Bird. Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there'll be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer. Okay. Take the statement to question. Yeah, I think that's the one I'd go with, the gendarmerie pistol. And Dane, I have a question regarding Cocorico's... Oh, I'll need evidence, won't I? Standard police issue, Cocorico. Are you sure the gun was fired? Is there any way to tell whether a gun has been recently fired? That's an excellent question. Yes, there are a couple of ways. Around a minute after firing, the pistol's barrel is going to be hot to the touch. That's a dead giveaway. But you could also check for gunpowder residue in the barrel and chamber. That would indicate the gun has been fired since being cleaned. By your own honesty, would you say that Cocorico's weapon was fired last night? It's difficult to say. None of us thought to check the pistol's barrel temperature at the time of the incident, so can't use the method. If I check for gunpowder residue now, I see little in the barrel. That could indicate a recently fired weapon. It could also indicate a lack of proper maintenance. Basically, you don't know whether this weapon was or wasn't fired last night. No, monsieur. Well, if we cannot be certain whether Cocorico even fired his gun, then this whole trial ought to be thrown out. Nice try, Falcon, but Cocorico is still our prime suspect. You're standing over the Croque Monsieur's body with the weapon in his hands. If that gun is not the murder weapon, then what is? This isn't working. Try another approach, Falcon. You have another question. No, I don't think so, because that's about caliber, isn't it? Chest, maybe? You said the Croque Monsieur shot in the chest at a straight angle. Could the bullet have been deflected? Not at that range. Could the bullet have reflected? Is it all possible the bullet was reflected? Bounced off a piece of metal, perhaps? That sort of thing can happen. I've heard of soldiers getting shot in the back from bullets deflecting off cannons and debris and whatnot. So it could have happened here. Well... Falcon, are you saying you actually know the bullet reflected off something, or are you just speculating? Ooh, do we use that, actually? No, I'm just speculating. I'm just asking what's possible. I don't know much about guns, after all. That's plain to see. Let's get back on track, Falcon. No, not the angle. Maybe go back to the caliber. What does caliber mean? Pardon my ignorance, but I'm not a gun connoisseur like yourself. What do you mean by caliber? A gun's caliber is the width of its internal barrel and the width of the bullets it fires. So you would use 15mm wide bullets for a pistol with a 15mm wide barrel. Makes sense. Did the bullet... This is what I thought we were going to. Did the bullet embedded in the Croque Monsieur's chest match the caliber of Cocorico's pistol? I don't know for sure. I didn't have time nor the equipment to dig the bullet out of the Croque Monsieur's chest. Besides, lead bullets fragment. It'd be difficult to properly piece together a fired lead bullet to assess its caliber with any accuracy. It's possible the caliber of the bullet in the Croque Monsieur's chest doesn't match the caliber of Cocorico's gun. Do you know that for a fact, Falcon, or is this just... I know they don't match. I have no idea. Here's the thing. I have no... Here's, like, there's so many little bits. So I don't actually know. So I don't know. I don't know. No, because we've done the pistol ones. Singed. Okay. We're singed. Right. Slightly burned from the close range muzzle flash. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them. What, his clothes? Yes, bring them out so I can do a proper examination of the evidence at hand. Falcon unit, we didn't strip the croque monsieur down to his skivvies. Took his gun, I think Piero took the change from his pockets, and then we left the body in the alley. Fully clothed, if that wasn't clear. Ah, I see. My mistake. Yes. Could something else have caused it? Could the burn have been caused by something else? Like what? Ash from a cigar, perhaps? Well, I guess. Hold on, Fontaine. Falcon, are you saying you know the burn was caused by something else, or is it blind guesswork? I don't have that much actual evidence, is the problem. I don't have any evidence, so I'm just speculating. No, so we've used up the clothing. Let's try his pistol. Tell us about the ammunition for the croque monsieur. You're about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Beaumont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh, great, now he'll never stop talking. I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just small, round lead balls, right? But that's not the case here. This particular weapon used an advanced iron-tipped aerodynamic, carefully grooved. I should be quick if I just show you. Take a good look. This is an iron-tipped Minet ball. Very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I'd never seen one of these in person before. Like I said before, the croque monsieur is a legendary arms dealer. You'd have access to... Where have we seen this before? Where did you find this bullet, Fontaine? In the turn of a pistol's chamber. Okay. Hold on, I'm confused. I thought the croque monsieur fired his gun, so how is it possible his gun was still loaded with a bullet? Aha. Turn of a pistol is double-barreled. That means it can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession. Ah, I see. Croque monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second. No more questions about this matter, Falcon. We've wasted enough time. Where's the other bullet? Not yet. Where's the other bullet? What other bullet? The fired Minet ball. There were 2 shots that night. One from the assailant, one from the crocodile. Scoured the scene for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of these magnificent bullets. Madame Beaumont, did anyone find the fired Minet ball in Cocorico's body? In his body? You're asking if Cocorico was wounded by the bullet? No, that much is plain to see. So again, I must ask, where is the fired Minet ball? Well, I don't have a clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? The bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall, and it wasn't embedded in Cocorico. Then that means it hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer, must still be embedded in whoever attacked the croque monsieur. Ludicrous notion. Makes perfect sense. The double-barreled turnover gun, the missing bullet. Fine, I'll humour you. Let's say a bullet did indeed hit the real perpetrator. What of it? It's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person will still have the bullet lodged in them. Find the person with the unique iron Minet ball embedded in them, and you find the real murderer. That's reasonable, but we don't have time nor resources to search every citizen in Paris to uncover an injured gunman. We don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room. Dun dun dun. Oh, you think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Cocorico and the croque monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with a rebel's connections could engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. A bullet wound can be concealed. Perhaps if you're all to take off your shirts. No, not even everyone in the room stripped down to their knickers just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, yeah, we end it here. Ah, a more reasonable way? I have a more reasonable way. What are you thinking, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. The genius solution.